Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, my friend, how are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, stop that shit.
Nope.
Oh, God
I'm
damn
on
you.
almost 40 hours, so I will yawn as much as I want.
I'll answer your question in a second. But Retro, thank you so much for the gifted membership. That one went out to Real Wade. And Shroom, thank you so much for the membership. I appreciate it, guys. I really, really do. I'm okay, Jack. I didn't know it was Father's Day.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, well, my wife, she had some stuff counter thawing out, kind of fancier food, and I was like, "We got some occasion tomorrow." She goes, "Yeah, it's Father's Day." I was like, "Oh, really?"
What?
Okay. So apparently it's Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. All you kids out there, thank your dad. Thank your dad. Give him a big old hug and rub his feet or something. I don't know. But yeah, we need a ton more good dads out there. So appreciate the ones that are there.
Yeah, be like, Dad, here's a present. Thanks for banging Mom.
Indeed. Monkey on Starlink. Yes, I am. I will be here at least tonight. And Jack, I don't know what's going to go on tomorrow when the phone company comes here to look at the lines, and hopefully they get the AT&T working. It's not as good for video, but it is much better for reliability. So we'll see what happens.
Well, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
I would. I really would.
Making some poor slob come out on Father's Day.
No, on tomorrow, as in Monday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know what day it is. Every day is the weekend when you're unemployed.
Dude, I woke up today and I go upstairs and Lady Monkey's in the living room. I'm like, did you clock out early today? She goes, it's Saturday. I'm like, oh.
So that's a yes?
So that's a no, huh? Corey, thank you so much. Help me stay entertained through my graveyard shift. Appreciate it, guys. We'll do our best. And hello. How are you, sweetheart?
We will try. Hello. Hi, everybody.
We got some fun stuff, some stuff we've missed before. As we like yesterday, we spent the whole day almost the whole day laughing at Hunter. And
remember, couldn't hear you through the bottom of that glass you were talking into.
Oh, sorry, that would just be the internet. Keldrick, thank you. Oh, fuck. Popped off the screen.
Ha
ha. Refresh, for God's sake.
No, it doesn't want to.
Apparently not.
It works on its schedule, not yours.
Do you think Beast Boy is going to get gifts this year? Probably. Hunter wiped his Twitter, man. Did you see that?
No, I don't pay attention to that retard.
He completely zapped his Twitter. He still has it, but he deleted everything he's ever written. And then he wrote a post saying that he did it because he didn't want to encourage any of this stuff. I'm like, wait, you got rid of everything because of this? I guess there's a world where that makes sense.
That dude doesn't know what he's doing. He's a flailing little spurg.
Kingston came out and said he might have misinterpreted a couple of things, and he took down his video because he didn't want to spread any hate to his, bottom bitch. So that's where that all stands. I don't even care. And yes, nuts. He deleted every post he's ever made, every post, because they all had to do with his wife being a whore.
Yeah, I am not surprised that Kingston took that video down.
No, me neither. But too little, too late, man. That fucking video's everywhere.
Yeah. It's going to be copied and backed up and archived, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that dude probably, you're not wrong, Faithless. He's probably still trying to get some from her.
Oh, sure. There's no reason that all has to go away, right? Anyhow.
I would say not.
There's not much else to it. I don't really care beyond laughing at that fucking idiot for being such a cucky little bitch, but is what it is. So there's the update to yesterday's story. Now, Jack, we have more important stories to get to. Ish. Did you see Biden and Fetterman today?
Yes, and I knew you would see it. I was gonna send it to you, but I did. Instead, I sent you that other video because that was funny too.
This one, I don't want to just watch the video. We're gonna, of course.
Well, yeah.
But I want to talk about Ed Krasenstein.
Oh God, what'd that tard say?
Well, what he said was, oh, wait, I clicked the button. That was supposed to be a perfect transition. If you are mocking Senator John Fetterman or even Biden for the issues they have speaking, you are no better than the childhood bullies we teach our children not to be. Shut up. The motivation to use he only says it. Have you ever heard the Krasenstein speak?
Yeah, it's been a long time though. We played some video they did on Twitter once.
Yeah, they kind of sound like they're sucking helium through a dick. So I get them being a little bit, offended by people making fun of speech patterns and such.
Yeah.
Anyway, the motivation to use disabilities to shame people and groups. Wait, is he saying Biden's disabled?
I'll say it if he won't.
Well, he's probably talking about that made up stutter that makes Biden say the wrong words.
Yeah, there's a word for it. Dementia.
Dementia. Yeah.
It's a type of stutter, apparently.
The motivation to use disabilities to shame people and groups of people is something that shows your own weakness and your own insecurities. I'm crippled, bitch. I have a cripple card. I can make fun of people for their disabilities. Fuck you.
You tell him, Jimmy.
You show you have no compassion for humanity. Perhaps you don't know this, so I thought I'd just let you know. Have a great night.
Oh, he's so stunning and brave.
So stunning, so brave.
Now,
go
quick. Thank you, Keldrig. You can't put the genie back in the bottle, Hunter. That is a fact, sir.
Yet can't unfuck that pregnant lady. Anyhow, the Tard twins here, and I don't mean the Krasensteins, I mean Biden and Fetterman here. They were together today, Jack, because there was a bridge that collapsed in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah, there's a bridge that collapsed there. I don't know if you got to see Fetterman talk about it in Congress. Did you see that?
Yeah, that video, I have it in the queue.
Oh, God. Okay, so we'll watch that one too. I don't want to give it away. But these two idiots are there because we're going to fix it. It's a good thing that last year they spent trillions of dollars for infrastructure, John. God damn it, Jack.
Who am I?
You're John Fetterman.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, that's what just happened there.
Oh, that was mean.
I didn't mean it that way. My brain did it. I apologize. I will
see how he treats me, you guys. Give me money. Is that how that's supposed to work?
My bad.
I may have had a little caffeine as well as being insanely tired. So
that reminds me, I need a pill. I haven't taken one for a while, and things are starting to get a little crispy.
That's not good.
Nah. Well, while I'm doing this, let's listen to what old Ed was talking about here, shall we? This is what people are making fun of that you're not supposed to point out or mention at all.
The president, again, next to a collapsed bridge here, and he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure.
That's what he said. Delegation.
Well, you got to delegate to get the devastated constructs rehabilitated.
The delegation.
That we get this fixed quick, fast as well too. Get
it fixed quick and fast as well too.
Oh, like you do. You do like you do.
Quick and fast. All right.
This is a president that is committed to infrastructure.
Infrastructure. That sounds like an insult.
Infrastructure?
You infrastructure.
That sounds like some sort of deviant sex act. Like,
Or
you're into that infructure, aren't you? You fucking pervert.
the delegation and the infructure. He's dedicated to infructure.
I'm telling you, dude, people watch these videos overseas. Not only are they laughing at us, strategists are like, all right, we can annex Portland in like 5 minutes and just make headway from there. Seriously.
Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. These two together, they make half a wit. That's right. I think you're giving them too much credit, my friend. It might only be a quarter wit. But I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much, my friend. Infructure. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the jewel kind of a law of the inflation bill that is
the what bill?
The infructure.
Infruction. Fuck. This guy helps make laws, and this guy signs them into being.
Yeah, this is worse than idiocracy. Real quick though, thank you, Sir Adamantine, for the generous donation. You're not Fetterman. Yeah, I hope I'm not Fetterman. I am a little spazzy today, so I'm all over the place. I've been awake for a long time. And thank you, Joe Biden. Have you go, John? That monkey can go back to his porch. Oh, here you go, John. Yeah, the rest of that probably should have read out loud. Gotta screen these a little better. Wow.
Ready? Are we good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I didn't want to cut you off. Okay.
No, I appreciate that as accidental racism.
No, I mean, look, we've all heard Joe's story, right?
Yeah.
Where he went and sat on the porch with the black family.
I couldn't believe he fucking said that.
Yep. Anyhow, let's get back to infructure here.
He's going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across America getting.
He's going to make sure there's bridges like this all across America. The one that just collapsed. Uh-oh. Am I still here?
But, yeah,
you're
still here. I didn't know I was supposed to. I didn't read the script.
He just said Joe's going to make sure that there's bridges like that all across America. The bridge he's talking about collapsed.
Yeah, we're going to get more of that. Must have been a woman engineer.
Jesus. What the absolute fuck? Look, okay, it is not just his speech. It's not just all he has to do is read the words because he can't do it. He just fucking can't. And it's not mean to point it out. It's like, this guy should not be in our government.
No. Oh, dear God, no.
And the people of Pennsylvania elected that motherfucker.
Yeah. I think Eagle nailed it. Fucking clown show. Look, if they want more bridges to collapse, just keep doing what you're doing because infrastructure's not actually important to this administration or any other one. They don't give a shit until something actually breaks.
Oh, I had a donation offline. Adabisi, thank you. He said, I watched an interesting video today in Singapore. Is Singapore a socialist government that worked? Also, why don't Democrats bring up that this might be a better example if so? I don't know enough about Singapore to answer that question. I would have to look into it. But if it's socialist, no, it didn't work. And Infructure Deli D Gaze, thank you. Great. I would get suspended from Twitter for saying when it comes to the light, we're not normal. And Dollar Store Sling Blade speaks like got one in his mouth at the moment. Oh, sorry. Screwed that up. Dollar Store Sling Blade. I really like that.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
No, not at all.
It wouldn't be out of place for him to bully your mouth this purty. That's deliverance for those of you who don't know. I don't know why this guy is in government and everybody's okay with it.
Because this is the type of governance that apparently, well, you know why he's in government. We can't say it. We can't say.
Yeah.
what's really on our mind about that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he got enough votes because there's a lot of people that are this fucking dumb. They don't pay attention to what's going on. They just vote for somebody, and they tried to hide the fact that he had a massive stroke. So the fact that Democrats would put this guy up for election just tells you everything you need to know about how much they don't care about the people they're supposed to be governing.
They just look at Feinstein and Fetterman looks acceptable by comparison. At least she can still speak. Some. All right, which one's the video? Is it the Twitter one?
Link. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's watch the other thing. Last I saw, at least of Feinstein, she could still speak. I do not believe you're not going to convince me that she was in the hospital for shingles. Sorry.
No, that's such nonsense.
Well, they actually did come out and admit it wasn't just shingles.
It couldn't have been that.
No.
Even the liberal media thought that was nonsense.
But they didn't say anything. None of them were calling for her to step down.
Why would they? They want her in there to fight the man, the Trump man.
In fact, they attacked Democrats who were calling for her to step down. Because that's our media. Yeah. All right. So this is Dollar Store Sling Blade. This is right after the bridge collapse. They're in a Senate hearing, and he gets a moment so he can speak. Or whatever the fuck it is he does. I don't think we can really call that speaking.
It's sort of like they put a suit on the Hulk and they're like, say something, Hulk. And he's like, Hulk smash.
Hulk
and they're
smash.
Like, good job, buddy. Yay.
Fetterman smash. All right. How's the volume? It seemed a little loud to me when I heard it.
Hey, some comments.
Are we good?
It's fine so far.
Okay.
About the tragic accident in 995. And if you want to make any comments with respect to that, feel free, you're recognized.
Why?
Feel free, you're recognized. It's his state. And they're like, oh, we got to gin up sympathy.
He could have went and given his own statement elsewhere. You know what I mean? We didn't need that. Anyhow, here we go.
No, I
hang on, Rodline. We're getting there.
Would just really like to, the 95.
What? Would you like to say a couple of words about this tragedy that happened? 95.
Do I hear 100? 95? Sold!
It's a statement about a collapsed bridge, you prick, not an auction. God damn.
I don't think he knows where he is most. So look at that bitch behind him with that like grin going on there. Like, yeah, he's retarded.
95? Why is she smiling? Because she doesn't work for him?
Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
And she's like, let it all burn. Society's going to collapse and we're getting invaded by the Chinese. Spit it out, boy. Right?
We didn't bring this up during that last clip. Did you see how he was dressed at this thing?
Yeah.
They're there for this, formal announcement thing about money coming in to help with this bridge. And everybody's there in suits and ties. And this fucker's in a sweatshirt and baggy shorts that go down to his knees. Like he's 15.
I mean, I get it. He wants to be hip with the kids or something. I don't know what's going on, man. There's just no professionalism anymore. No standards. Nothing applies. Nothing makes sense. It's all turned into shit. Turning into my dad.
No, he was cool, remember, because he wore hoodies.
Yeah, that's what's cool.
He was a lieutenant governor. When you're a lieutenant governor and you're wearing hoodies, you're just a slob.
Yeah. You know who wears hoodies? People like us that are on the internet. You can't see me. I'm wearing a hoodie and pajama pants. You know why? That's what I wear every time I'm on the show. You
and I are not standing in front of a state house giving a speech either.
Yeah, we're professional broadcasters. We're not supposed to be up wearing pinstripe suits or whatever. We're not doing important work for the country.
If I was before Congress or in a major thing like that, at the very least, I'd wear a button-up shirt. Fuck.
Yeah, you want to look like you belong in the job.
Well, he doesn't sound like he belongs in the job, so why should he look that way? Anyhow, ready?
Real quick. Thank you, Dollar Store Sling Blade. Got any more of them fried female dictators? More understandable when them dictators are in my mouth.
All right, I rewound it a little bit just in case anybody missed the compelling opening to his statement.
Really like the 95, 95, 95.
Yeah, I know.
Obviously that you're pretty much preoccupied with 95, and I know I certainly am too. And we know it's a major aidery, not just for
Aidery. I don't know a lot of people from Pennsylvania. Is that just how they pronounce artery?
I think he was hungry and he was thinking about an eatery. Or there's a place called 95, 95, 95 that makes like donuts or something that he thinks collapsed.
It's a major eatery. Fuck.
That's a major eatery where you go to get like donuts and hamburgers.
And dedications.
Yeah.
And fructures.
Yeah. Infructures are so important there.
At the eatery 95.
Real quick. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. Thanks, Penn election fortification. A stroke victim is a U.S. senator with a 6-year term due to early voting. That's right. Is his wife still in the country? I thought she fled to South America. That's right. I don't know.
Did she ever come back?
I don't know. Dr. Oz must be on suicide watch after losing to a half-wit. Nah, he's fine. He's still carpetbagging somewhere.
He's still wealthy.
Yeah, that dude's still rich. He might run again. You never know. I'm sure he's like, what the fuck? But he comforts himself with $100 bills rubbed on his nipples.
That'd work for me. All right, here we go.
Pennsylvania, but for the East Coast. And a lot of Pennsylvanians are worried that the delays in repairs bring to its standstill.
Earlier today,
they're worried about what? I think what he was trying to say is that they're worried that the closure of I-95 because of the bridge will bring traffic to a standstill. But that's not what he said. I don't know what the fuck he said. Those were sounds that came out of his mouth.
Yeah, they were definitely sounds.
And for the whole thing, he just needs to be able to read that. He's clearly reading that.
Yeah. Do you think he wrote it that way?
It's in crayon.
I kind of wonder if maybe he's an automaton whose batteries are dying.
Like, that would explain at least
Teddy Ruxpin.
Supposedly he was able to digest written word. Yeah, that's what we're told.
Well, he might have some kind of mild aphasia where, he thinks he's saying the correct words and he's just gibberish.
Yes. And that's the problem.
Yeah. Cannibal, I don't think anybody saw the Mothman before the collapse, but they may have seen Fetterman gnawing on the support beams.
Look, man, it sucks that this guy had a stroke. It really does. But he had a massive stroke and he should have pulled out of the race.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's just fucky, man. And how dare you guys make fun of him? You're the ones who support him and have him up there. You should be calling for him to step down because he's obviously not up to the job. But you're that worried about holding on to power. That's how worried you are about holding on to power, that you have somebody that you say is disabled to the point where people make fun of him. And you're like, oh, but he should still be a senator. Go fuck yourself. You're the problem.
You don't want us making fun of him. Don't put fucking Solomon Grundy up for election. What the hell are you people thinking? Let the man recuperate. He should be at home. He's probably permanently damaged too.
Oh, at this point, his damage is permanent. Absolutely. That first 6 months is so important. And they had his ass out on the campaign trail during it.
Yeah. It's no wonder he had to go to the hospital for depression.
That was not that. I will not believe that that's depression either.
No.
He went there because he had another stroke.
Yeah, he either had another stroke or suicidal ideation. Maybe both.
Suicidal ideation, it should not have kept him in the hospital that long.
No, but
he was in there for what, months?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't generally go there that long for suicide. Mm-mm. Especially not without a serious attempt.
Yeah.
No, this motherfucker had another stroke. He's going to die up there. He's going to have another massive stroke and die up there. And they'll be like, Hook, it's such a tragedy. Nobody saw this coming. You didn't let him recover.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really sad. He's way too young for that. He shouldn't have had these kind of symptoms from even a major stroke at his age. Not this long term. So they did permanent damage to this guy because of power hungry.
Yep. And that's all it was. All it is. It's the same thing with keeping poor Ruth Bader Ginsburg up there for so long.
Yep.
Keeping Dianne Feinstein in there. These are people who need to be out there and retired and just living the end of their life. And Fetterman, not so much. He should be healing. But instead, I mean, fuck.
Yeah. And much like Joe Biden, I blame the wife here. Because if she really loved him, she would have made him drop out.
Yeah. 4 weeks in the hospital for depression. He already had another one. You're not going to, and I don't know, you're quoting there, but nobody will convince me that's what that was. Typically, that is days, and in a long one, maybe a couple of weeks. And they hid this motherfucker away for a month.
At least a month. So.
Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. Need half-wit translator. Never mind, that's MSM job. And yeah, they do it too. Like, what they really meant was, why couldn't they tell us what they really meant?
We all know.
Yeah, because they can't. Like with Biden, he cannot speak. Do we have the clip of Biden from? Is that the one you had sent me?
Might be.
Because this is okay. Yeah, you sent it to me this morning. The one we saw yesterday. We watched, or did we watch it or just listen? Where he said, "God save the Queen."
Yeah, we listened to it. I think.
Yeah, this is the same presentation, but this is earlier on, and this guy's a fucking retard, man. This is the president of the United States, leader of the free world, ladies and gentlemen, leader of the free world.
Made it harder for people to buy stabilized braces. Put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun.
Yeah, if you put a pistol on a brace, it turns it into a gun. Yeah, it does. It does.
You put a pistol on a brace and it turns it into a gun.
Uh-huh.
Leader of the free world.
That's just science.
In charge of the nuclear codes.
Yeah.
Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun.
That's not how guns work.
All right, so let me ask you this, Jack. You're a gun guy, so maybe you can explain this to me. If I have a little 22 pistol, right?
Uh-huh.
And I put a big enough brace on it, I could slap a 7.62 bullet in there?
Nope.
No, he just told me.
No, that's not a real thing. He's retarded.
Wait, have you tried putting a brace on a pistol to turn it into a gun?
No, I want to keep all my fingers.
Fucking Jesus. This is our president. Fuck.
I like how the Australian evolved as like putting a brace doesn't increase its caliber.
Look, homie, I don't know what to tell you. Apparently a pistol's not a gun until you put a brace on it.
Yeah, but like Stevie J said, a pistol gun can blow a lung right out of your body.
Fuck, man. I keep saying this is the president.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it.
And
either.
he finishes this speech with God save the Queen.
Well, he is in New England.
I guess. Fuck.
I mean, that makes it English, right? They still like that there queen that died a year ago.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Oh, son of a bitch, man. I'm seriously worried for our world.
Do you think?
Not just our country, our whole fucking world. That's the leader of it.
The people in charge in China are like, gee, check out this video. We have the dementia patient talking to a retarded senator.
Yeah.
And in the background, you can hear Kamala laughing. The Venn diagrams, electric school buses, yay. Oh my God. Seriously, how have we not been invaded yet?
That's an excellent question. I wish I knew. I do, because this fuck.
Because we've got this porous border, so Texas is occupied, and there's no reason they couldn't just come in. Canada's a bunch of pussies now, so they'll just land right on the coast there by Vancouver or Seattle or Portland. Just land a couple of boats, walk in, start misgendering people, and anybody gets out of line, you shoot them. It would take, seriously, it would make Red Dawn look like a fucking documentary.
Viking says, you see, a pistol brace is a caliber multiplier buff. Oh, is that how he got his info? He was playing like Call of Duty or something? At least then it would make some sense, you know? Video game logic.
Well,
Hey, Jack.
Hmm?
If I have a Desert Eagle, 50 cal, right?
Okay.
And I put a brace on it, what kind of bullet can I put in it then? Can I put like a cannonball in there?
Sure.
Like a mortar shell?
Yes. Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out the math on this shit. I don't know. All right. Anyhow, kind of related to this, Jack. I want to talk about this article that's going around. This is
about the Chinese spy base in Cuba.
no,
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're supposed to forget about that. Sorry.
we already talked about that.
I know. Shh. Nope, that doesn't
But-
happen.
But the media is not really.
Yeah.
No, this is one going around where the LA Times, California proves that stricter gun laws save lives. All right, we'll get to that in a second. This is Kyle. Thank you so much for that feminist $12. Hello, chat people, Monkey and Jack. Went to a local baseball game, minor league, and the family and my little sister won a raffle for a bat signed by the entire home team. Half to Jack. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Me and my
Thank
little
you, Kyle.
oh yeah, thank you so very much. Me and my little brother went to a Tidewater Tides game. That's what they used to be called. I think they're the Norfolk Tides now. But he won one of the little raffle things. He got a bag of cereal.
Oh.
It was a grocery sack filled with different cereals.
Was it good cereal or the
It
cheap
was.
shit?
It was name brand good stuff.
Oh, well, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
If it was just like, here's a big sack of like generic Cocoa Puffs, then
You
I'd
didn't
be
have
like,
to-
this place sucks.
you didn't have to sign up or anything. It was just if you had, your ticket that you came in the door with, if that was the one that was pulled, then you won, and he won that. So it actually more than paid for both of our tickets.
I got a free hat at a Columbus Clippers game once because
Nice.
some guy's kid was being a dick, and it was right outside the gift shop there. and I'm walking by it, and the kid's like, I don't want this fucking hat. Just throw it in the trash. So his dad looks at me and is like, you want a hat? And I was like, sure. So he gave me a free hat.
That's very nice, man. That never happens to me.
No, it was like a $30 hat. I was like, neat. I don't know where it went, though. I lost it.
What happens if you put a brace on that hat? Does it become a hat?
Then it becomes a super hat.
And-
It turns into a cowboy hat. I can load it with rancheros.
Oh, very nice. Then it becomes a sombrero.
Yeah.
All right.
I want a sombrero. Those things are cool.
Now, I'm interested in this article, Jack, just because of the wording. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know the answer to the question I'm going to ask, but it says, unless I'm missing something, the fact that blue states with big urban centers, California, New York, New Jersey, have lower gun death rates than many rural red states is even more proof that gun control works. And this guy says, he's not missing anything. All right, time out. Jack, in the gun control debate, when have you ever heard them use the term gun deaths instead of gun violence?
I don't think ever.
And this brings up an interesting question. One, are they not? Why didn't they count total shootings? Because lots of people live after getting shot, right?
Yeah.
And you have a much higher chance if you get shot, say, in LA or Chicago, they have big trauma centers there.
Yeah.
You know what happens if I get shot here?
You're gonna die.
For major surgery, they got to fly me 60 miles south.
Yeah. Like I said, you're gonna die.
I'm going to die. So, I mean, there's that issue. But also, why gun deaths? Are they counting suicide as part of that? You know they are, because they always do.
Yeah.
But if you take away the suicide part of it, because the issue is crime, it is the gun crime, not just gun violence or gun deaths. So is this even meaningful? You know what I mean? Oh, we have less gun deaths. All right. And one, that's by population. You have far more gun deaths than others do. This is proportionate is the way they do it, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But are we talking gun deaths from gun violence, from criminal activity, or all?
Whatever's to their benefit usually is what they say.
And that's why, I mean, every time guns kill more people than cars. 40,000 people die by gun violence every year. At least 2/3 of it is suicide. That's just true.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
got
not somebody going.
accidents and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Just suicides is a full 2/3 of it. When you throw in accidents and stuff, it's even less gun crime. Dark Resurrect, thank you for that feminist $12. It's an underhanded shift of language to go along with the narrative. Yeah, that's what really jumped out at me was they said gun deaths, and I've never fucking heard him use that phrase ever.
To that point, I have really nothing to add, but I did want to point out that I want to get a matching sombrero with Rico.
You should. You absolutely should. Are they counting numbers of guns versus number of shooting? Important data point. No. What they're counting right here is just gun deaths. And again, when you consider that we know right off the top, 2/3 of gun deaths come from suicide alone by itself. I have a feeling that if you take those out and you just look at criminal activity, you will see places like New York and California and New Jersey light up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All the major liberal strongholds, Chicago, LA, San Fran. It's all their gun crime is gang related.
You know how many murders we've had in my state? In my city?
Probably not many.
I've lived here I've lived here almost 30 years now. I said 20 the other night and my wife corrected me. Almost 30 years. One in 30 years. Yeah.
That's really impressive, actually.
You know how many there were in Chicago today?
Probably 40.
Probably more than that. We don't even have to look. It's more than that because it's a Saturday. Look at him with his little sombrero on.
I know. It's okay, everybody, because he is a Chihuahua Terrier mix. So that's culturally appropriate. Isn't that
Taco
adorable?
Bell.
He's got that look of like, what? You gonna make fun of me? I'll rip your face off. I'll eat your face.
Today we're teaching turtles how to fly. But yeah, oh crap, I gotta add this back to remove it. There we go. Yeah, I hate their Weasley words and shit that they use with that stuff. I really, really do. And it's deceitful. I don't like liars.
No, they're doing it on purpose because it benefits them in some way, and that's how they play with these numbers all the fucking time.
Yep. And like I said, I don't know the answer to any of the questions that I asked there, but based on what we do know, I'm willing to say that they're bullshitting. I said suicides. That's the majority of it. We know this. Anyhow. All right, Jack. What else do I have tonight?
I don't know.
Oh, I have another great video.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw this one. It's just funny as fuck. All right, Jack. There's a female cop who's stopping a couple of suspects.
I saw this. This is great.
I just want to set it up for the group. She's right here. She's stopping these two suspects. Well, that guy looks like he's laid out. She's stopping this guy right here. Just keep an eye on the chunky lady right there with the gun.
Get on your knees right now!
Get on your knees.
Damn! What the fuck?
Bitch hit herself with her own car.
Yeah, you got to put it in park, Tubby. One thing I will say is that women cops scare me because they're way more likely to shoot you.
Kit, back up. Hey. Is that true?
I don't know if it's statistically true, but you get some small potato lady like that, she's going to get scared wrestling around with some big dude, and she's more likely to reach for her gun. How many times have we seen them go for their taser and accidentally shoot somebody?
This bitch hit herself with her own car.
Proves my point. Women should be cops.
Oh my God. No, I don't think women should be cops either. I think just on average, men are able to overpower them. And we've seen that time and time again.
Oh, yeah. You remember that video? I think it was actually on Cops once where they had like 3 chicks getting tossed around by one black dude. And he's just like having no problem. That finally 2 guy cops showed up and restrained him. But he's just tossing these chicks around like they're sacks of potatoes. And I'm pretty sure he was laughing.
Remember that one? I think it was up in Canada where the 2 lady cops tried to arrest that guy and he just wiggled away from him. They dropped their handcuffs on the ground and yeah.
It's ridiculous. I don't. If a woman cop shows up to help me, I'm gonna think that she's probably gonna shoot at somebody, maybe me, but maybe not aiming at me and hit me anyway. And no. Not cool with that. Shot and killed was 30, Jack. Oh, that's way lower than I thought it would be.
Eagle says, why would you send a female cop out by herself? Well, I mean, she should be able to do the job. That's the whole theory behind female anything, right?
Yeah.
As long as you can do the job. This woman can't even drive the car.
Yeah.
Good job, lady. Good job. You ran yourself over.
You don't get workman's comp for that, I don't think.
You should get fired for that.
You would think so. She's lucky that dude stayed there, though, because he was like, yeah, I'm not moving. This is going to get on film.
Yeah, he could have just jumped up and ran away.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm kind of surprised he didn't, but good on him for not causing more problems for himself. Real quick, though, thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. Not trying to shill another channel here, but Colin Noir broke down the gun death statistics 2/3 were suicide, and the other 1/3 were homicides. He then broke down homicides into self-defense and murder. Yeah, that would take a little while to do, I think.
Well, I mean, we can look at the gun homicides from the FBI statistics. If I remember correctly, total guns is like 7,000 a year.
Wow.
At least last time I saw. The overwhelming majority done with handguns. Yeah. It's something like that. I don't remember the exact statistic.
Well, you put a pistol brace on and you could boost up the caliber. It's like a magic upgrade in a video game.
And then you can shoot somebody in California from New York.
Yeah, it's a magic bullet. And that's why I was on the grassy knoll in 63. What? What did he just say?
Okay. What was this? Oh, Jack. Oh, these fucking people. I don't know if you know who this guy is. Professor Peter Hotez.
I have heard that name before. Is this the Joe Rogan thing?
Yeah. Well, this has to do with the Joe Rogan thing. He's been in an argument with Joe Rogan the last few days because Rogan just had RFK Jr. on.
Yeah.
And RFK, did you watch any of that?
No, I don't watch Joe Rogan.
It's an interesting discussion, and I don't know how right he is about it. I was actually gonna talk to Mickey about it if I can. Because he's talking about like vaccines and specifically the mercury that's in vaccines and such, at least in the part that I watched. And this guy is mad as fuck about it. Really mad about it. And he says this. Now, he deleted this tweet. He deleted it. This is actually from a couple weeks ago. Actually, it's May 9th that he first said this. I'm quite concerned about the Elon Tucker link. Then fold in Rogan and RFK Jr., and it becomes a pretty formidable coalition with neo-fascist leanings.
Neo-fascist leaning.
Why do none of these people know what fascism is?
Because they're dumb. They're very dumb.
Joe Rogan allowing RFK Jr. to come on there and say things that the federal government thinks you should not be allowed to say on different social medias is not how fascism works.
Isn't it though? Isn't it? I mean, can we just declare that and say that's the case?
A key component of fascism is controlling language, not allowing disagreement. And same thing going with Elon and Tucker. Tucker's saying things that you're not supposed to say, and Elon is allowing him to say that. How is that fascism, you fucking retards? Anyhow, he goes, in some ways darker or perhaps more dangerous than Trump, in my opinion. Awful. I just hope Team Biden is preparing. They are afraid of social media being open.
Of course they are.
Deathly afraid of it. Because without social media, Donald Trump does not become president in 2016. Oh, sorry. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, but they were okay with it when it worked in the favor of Obama.
True. But then Trump did it, and they tried to claim credit for. I don't know if you paid attention to that part, but that's what they were trying to do with the whole Russian thing and them saying how much free publicity they gave him.
Yeah.
Everything they said about him was negative. Everything. His support came from online, from Twitter and YouTube and these people speaking out against the nonsense. But what the fuck do I know? They're deathly afraid of it, Jack.
Absolutely.
Fascist. Neo-fascist.
Fascists. You're dirty fascist. You're a buzzword of the week. It's losing all meaning. Fascism means something. They have no idea what they're talking about.
Speaking of which, let's talk about another cocksucker. Do you know who Tom Nichols is?
No, not offhand.
Tom Nichols is a staff writer at The Atlantic, and he's kind of a douchebag. I don't follow him that I remember, but he pops up in my... I don't follow him, do I? I probably should just to fuck with him. No, I mean to counter his narrative. Okay. Joe Rogan asked that doctor that we just saw hey, come on stream and debate RFK Jr. And Tom Nichols says this. Oh, wait, this isn't Tom Nichols. Professor Chaos, thank you so much. Monkey, they don't know what fascism is because they spent 60 years calling the Nazis fascist to attempt to hide that Hitler was a socialist, not fascist. I mean, fair enough.
Well, fascists are socialists because if you read Mussolini's book on the doctrine of fascism, they're absolutely socialists. But it's a twist on what we would modern-wise call socialists. It's just a variation of it. It's different from communism in a handful of tenets. And Hitler had the racial components in there, which I'm looking right now at the 25 points of the Nazi Party that Hitler put out there, and there's some really very socialistic things. He was big on a certain level of nationalism, but yeah, there was.
Well, they were the National Socialist Workers' Party.
Yeah.
So,
but he was big on breaking of rent slavery, abolition of unearned work and labor incomes. There was definitely a lot of socialist things in there.
Mhm.
So we demand a division of profits of all heavy industry, the nationalization of all associated industries.
No. I was told there was no nationalization. That's why you're not allowed to call them commies. I know
they nationalize anybody that disagreed with them. Basically. They demanded an expansion of a large scale of old age welfare.
No.
The creation of a healthy middle class, its conservatorship, immediate communalization of the great warehouses, and they're being leased at low cost to small firms. The utmost consideration for all small firms in contract with the state.
What? Communalization? That sounds like communism.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? A land reform suitable to the needs and provisions of a law for the free expropriation of land for the purposes of public utility, abolition of taxes on land, and prevention of all speculation in land. So only the state can dictate what you can do with your land.
Yep. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's just crazy how you can read stuff like this and not realize that it's very clearly socialistic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Joe asked this doctor to come on and debate. There's another post here that I don't think I have. The doctor, Joe Rogan, said, look, I'll give $100,000 to the charity of your choice if you'll come on. And you know what the doctor said?
No.
He said, no, how about 50 million?
Because that's what Joe gets.
Oh, no, he said between Joe, RFK Jr., and Spotify, they should be able to come up with 50 million to donate to the doctor. He does vaccines for the poor, you see. So 50 million for vaccines for the poor, and then he'll go on.
How about he go fuck himself? That's extortionist.
But anyway, so this is what Tom Nichols says to Joe asking for that debate. He says, no medical professional should ever agree to do this. Never. It elevates the conspiracy guy, demeans the medical profession, and will only convince the kooks out there that RFK is right because a real doctor took the time to debate him. Never debate a conspiracy theorist.
Everything I don't like is a conspiracy theory.
All you just told me is you don't believe in your argument. If RFK Jr. is that wrong, and you have a doctor who's a vaccinologist or whatever what are they called?
Immunologist.
Thank you. You're an immunologist. You should be able to get up there and go, this is where you're wrong. This is where you're wrong, period. But
it's easier just to yell.
How would just sharing the debate stage make RFK the person who's right?
Magic.
How? That makes no sense. Why are you guys such giant pussies?
Hey,
I know why. What do I say, Jack? Control the language.
control the thoughts.
You control the language, you control everything. And you can force compliance if you control the language. It's what they're doing with everything. Why shouldn't we be able to question vaccines?
Because Fauci is the science and he told us not to. How dare you question the state, monkey? The glorious state would never lie to you.
You should be able to question whether or not the earth is round. There's nothing wrong with asking the question.
Questions are the first step in subversion.
I wonder what old Tom thought about the lab leak theory. Remember,
That's a question.
We were all conspiracy theorists for that. Remember, Jack?
Yeah. You're subversive. You need to stop asking. It was clearly a pangolin.
Yeah, true. It was a pangolin that they still can't point to.
He's a sneaky one. He's one of them invisible pangolins.
I haven't seen them come back with their bullshit argument because we brought it up on here, but they were saying, hey, they found some blood from, I think it was from some dogs that had COVID in it. And it made it sound, oh, they found the animal. It's not exactly what happened. They found some COVID traces in that place has been cleaned out. It's gone. And they went around and were swabbing stuff and they happened to find some COVID traces where dogs had been.
No, see, that's that sneaky, shape-shifting, invisible pangolin.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He framed those dogs. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Viking says, I can't be the only one noticing a resurgence of flat earth on Twitter. I haven't seen it. I just grabbed that one out of the hat because it's the easiest one. There's a ton of conspiracy theories, and you should be able to ask all of those questions. A conspiracy theory is just what everybody else decides you're wrong about. How dare you? How dare you? Anyhow, Jack, some conspiracy theories are just kooks, and some are right. That's the part they never talk about when they bring, oh my God, conspiracy theories. He's a conspiracy theorist. Is he right? Because that's what's important. I don't care if he's wearing a fucking tinfoil hat. Is he right?
Oh, you're not allowed to find that information out. You don't have clearance.
Some of the stuff that RFK was talking about there, I'm gonna research on it.
Yeah, I don't trust RFK. I think he's a commie. He talks weird. I'm running out of things to say about RFK that are not nice. Monkey.
There we go. Sorry about that.
No worries.
But anyway, what I said was some of the stuff that RFK was saying was very interesting. And if true, kind of disturbing. And by kind of disturbing, I mean very disturbing. I don't want to get into it because I don't know enough about it, but it's basically about the way they decided the mercury that's in vaccines is safe. And the way they decided it was they basically made it up.
Well, yeah. I mean, like the doomsday clock.
Yeah.
They just say they did a bunch of studies, but I don't know. I suspect he's probably over exaggerating and not every vaccine is dangerous, but I don't know. Fuck if I know. I'm not a scientist. I don't have a lab.
Eagle says I have nothing nice to say about that, man. And that's fair. I see a lot of people. I saw the Hodge twins today talking about how RFK is out there just spitting the fire. And he said a couple of things recently that I agree with, sure. But he's still a dyed-in-the-wool little commie leftist.
Yeah. It's funny how they'll attack their own on a whim, though. They're so team player that even the slightest variation from the narrative will get you attacked by them.
Oh, absolutely. I really don't trust RFK when it comes to the environment. He's done a couple of nice things for the environment, cleaning up things like the Hudson River cleanup. It needed done. But he's also one of these, the earth is coming to an end. We're all going to die. That kind of bullshit. So, yeah, I don't agree with the guy on everything. But I am interested in the rest of what he had to say and looking deeper into it.
I, for one, am not sad and will not be looking into it, CIA.
Look, I don't see myself going full anti-vax here, Jack. But I do have some questions about the way this stuff has been done.
Yeah.
I have some questions about why pretty much all vaccines, it's not just the one that we just got, Jack. Pretty much all vaccines you can't sue over. Why?
Yeah. Because Big Pharma's got a really good lobby group.
Yeah. And that's, I'm sorry, if your vaccine is as safe as you say it is, why do you need that kind of protection? That's my question.
Because they like being above the law.
RFK was on Alex Jones, but I can't find anything more than a clip. He was just on Joe Rogan. You can watch it on Spotify for free. I don't know what's wrong with that man's voice.
I think he probably had some sort of like cyst or something on his vocal cords. That's usually why it
Is
sounds
that what?
like that.
Yeah, because he sounds like somebody talking into a fan. It's really hard to concentrate on.
Yeah, it's very distracting and annoying. But yeah, it's usually because there's some sort of growth or something on the vocal cords that got removed.
All right. So there you go. These guys are pussies. They don't believe in their own arguments, and they're just nobody. Don't talk to them. Fuck you, you pussy ass bitch. Anyhow, moving right along, Jack.
Indeed.
Let's see. Oh my God, are you ready for the dumbest shit I've heard today?
In a second, I will be. In the meantime, here's a clip from band.video of the RFK talking about conspiracies and stuff with Alex Jones from 8 hours ago. It's a 2-hour thing. There you go. Found it.
Appreciate it, my friend.
No,
guys,
like
we're
keep it
brought
around.
We're brought to you by you. Hit the like button, the share button. If you would, please consider donating. The fact that I'm a father and it's Father's Day, don't let that sway you in any way. If you enjoy the content, please consider donating to Jack or myself if you can so afford. Never expected, always appreciated, guys. All right. Jack, when I say it's the dumbest shit I've seen today, I mean that. And you know me, I follow a lot of stupid shit. You know how you and I have talked many times about how people need real strife in their life?
Absolutely. And it's still true.
End attached garages now. Attached garages do more damage to the beauty of our everyday environment than any other aesthetic blunder. They're also a waste of resources, shrinking the living area of low budget homes. The tragedy ends here.
Wow, that's pretty fucking retarded. I'll give you that.
I'm gonna throw this into chat if you guys want to read this fucking. She's got a whole thread of why this is a thing.
Yeah, Frosted, you might want that link.
There you go. Yeah, apparently garages are the attached garages, Jack.
Yeah, of course. Detached. I mean that makes more sense.
Yeah, my garage is not attached. When they built this house for tax reasons, it was cheaper to have the garage separate. So that's how the guy built it. And thank God, I did not want to be hurting poor people with my attached garage.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to look at that and get all jealous and shit. Be like, he can just walk right into his house? Son of a bitch!
What the fuck is wrong with people that this is where you are?
This is middle-class white woman problems. Yeah, this really does come down to people have little going on in their life. They're not afraid of anything. You don't have to hump for your food anymore. They're just too comfortable. So they find petty, stupid things to bitch about. And attached versus detached garages really ranks up there.
For fuck's sake, I don't know how you get that comfortable. You know, Jack, I occasionally bitch about stupid shit like people wearing backpacks. It just annoys me. I don't want a law against it. Well, maybe, but I've never been like, you know what I need to do? I need to write a 40,000 word tweet about why we have to stop this. It's hurting the poor people.
Hurting the poor people. Oh my god. Fucking dumb, man. I don't know what to say to this. Like, this is just stupid. Like, go
Attached
outside and
garages.
do something. Take up gardening.
She goes on to say they're never attractive.
Oh, fuck off. I wish I was this rich that I had these kind of problems.
Here, let me help you out, lady. Don't buy a house with an attached garage. The end.
Right? Like, I worry that, like, I have real problems. You know, I have all these other things to worry about. I don't think the blight look of an attached garage has ever popped into my mind ever.
I've never thought about how that hurts the living space for poor people.
No, I seriously, like, I have some fairly wealthy friends. They make really good money, and they have attached garages. And never once thought, you're really rubbing it in people's faces, aren't you, you son of a bitch?
Well, look, those poor people who buy those houses with an attached garage, that it hurts them because I can answer this. Hang on. No, I can't. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, this is insanely stupid. I really don't know what to say to that. That's mind-bogglingly dumb. Like, that's something I would have thought Hunter Avallone came up with.
I told you it was one of the stupidest thing, or the stupidest thing I saw today.
Yeah, I'm floored, man. That really does kind of take the cake. Wow.
Now, you want some of your trust in people restored?
I don't know if that's possible at this point.
All right, so I responded to this tweet too, but my response was not as good because I went more practical. But the tweet in question says, if Trumpers were to branch out of their right-wing echo chambers, they'd see all of President Biden's accomplishments and policies at work. And my favorite reaction to this, I would trust Pee Wee Herman sitting behind me in a movie theater while out on a date with O.J. Simpson, drinking at Bill Cosby's bar with Flint, Michigan ice cubes, after taking elevator rides with Ray Rice, all while Casey Anthony babysits for me, before I would trust Biden with leading this country.
That's awesome.
Frosted Glass, thank you. No garage, so I just park in a homeless shelter. There you go.
Yeah, it's called The Street.
Yeah, this Christian chick, she's the same one who did the camera setup, or put the camera setup, and said she'd been shot by him before. The one that looked like a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's quite humorous. That's why I follow her. But I read this today. I laughed for about 5 minutes straight because that is a wonderful, wonderful visual.
Yeah, wow. That's a lot going on. That's very well thought out.
I love that she threw in Casey Anthony at the end.
Yeah, that was a nice touch. Really was. Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. Since it's Father's Day and Monkey will be getting stuff from his kids, he doesn't need the help. Jack, on the other hand, is child-free, so he won't get any. So sad. Give money to help with Jack's sadness. I agree. I am a lonely, sad old man who's probably going to die alone and not be found for 6 months when they go to evict me. So, Gibbs money. I don't know. That was a terrible shill. But thank you, Evolved. That was a well thought out one that I ruined there at the end.
I was trying to talk and you kept stepping over me. Like, what the fuck? I was muted. My bad.
Sorry. That'll do it.
I just say that's why you need a cat. So if they don't find you, at least you're still contributing to society.
Yeah, somebody will be feasting on my corpse.
I'm gonna throw into chat in a second. Let me grab it. This is an interesting article about the charges against Donald Trump. And it's from the Federalist. So look, guys, it's coming from the, the right-leaning sphere. That doesn't make it wrong. Alleged baby killer, lesser logic, alleged baby killer.
Yeah.
Not Donald Trump, Casey Anthony. But anyway, it lays out why there's the 6 reasons or the 6 issues that are wrong with the indictment. And I'll just read the headlines real fast. Interplay between the Espionage Act and the Presidential Records Act. Basically saying with the Espionage Act, you have to have an overt action saying I know that this can hurt the country. That's why I'm stealing these documents.
Yeah.
Where the president has the ability to say, these are my personal papers, these are the presidential papers, which every president has the ability to do. They're the ones who get to decide that. And you have to prove that Donald Trump took that as a way to knowingly have the ability to hurt the country rather than him going, this is mine. This is important to me. And they tried to stretch that into the Espionage Act, which probably, is fucking stupid. Same thing with classifications of national defense information. Again, you have to prove that he knew it was a matter of national defense. And a plan to attack Iran 4 years ago is not the same. It's not a national defense issue.
No,
and he also brings
vastly outdated intel.
Yeah, he also brings up, he says, in today's government, if you asked for the menu for the Air Force next week for what they're feeding the guys, it would come back with a classification notice on it. This is classified. Walt Nuada and DOJ misconduct. This is one I hadn't heard, Jack. Let's see if you had. Far and away, the most troubling side story to emerge from this saga so far are the allegations made by Trump aide and co-defendant Walt Nauta, I think that, his lawyer, last week. You may have missed it if you blinked. Not surprisingly, the corporate media have mostly buried this one. Nauta's lawyer, Stanley Woodward, alleged in a court filing that during a meeting with prosecutors about his client's case, the head of the counterintelligence section of DOJ National Security Division, Jay Bratt, quote, suggested Woodward's judicial application for a D.C. Superior Court judgeship might be considered more favorably if he and his client cooperated against Trump.
Yeah, I did see this. Trump's valet is also filing a complaint against the DOJ for similar stuff.
This is bribery.
Well, that's absolutely bribery.
This is highly illegal. And it goes...
Nobody's going to stop him.
We'll see. It depends on what court this ends up in. But he goes on to talk about who this lawyer is and his impeccable reputation. That's a really interesting one. This is one I hadn't considered, and it's one of those moments where I had a damn it, why didn't I think of that moment? Attorney-client privilege. Now, I don't know if you remember, Jack, but it was kind of a big deal when they made Trump's lawyer testify before the grand jury.
Yep.
Now, part of the big evidence against Donald Trump is that he asked his lawyer, what happens if I don't turn these documents over? That's a perfectly normal question for a person to ask their lawyer.
Oh, yeah, because you're asking your lawyer, hey, am I in trouble here?
Like, well, what happens if I do this? And the legal expert would go, well, you could end up going to jail, blah, 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 right? But they turn it into a kind of co-conspirator thing.
Yeah.
That'll get any judge worth his salt will toss that part out immediately.
You would think so, but these days I don't have that much trust in legal officials because they'll be like, oh, it's Mr. Trump. I hate him. He's a big meanie pants. We got to get him.
I hear you, but this is one that would go all the way to the Supreme Court easily.
I would hope so.
And this is one they would hear. Because their argument is that because Donald Trump asked questions about what would happen, that somehow that was a commission of a crime. You're allowed to ask your lawyer for legal advice.
Apparently not.
Raymond says, isn't there a confidentiality issue? Yes. because there's no reason that he should have been required to testify about that.
Yeah, you're supposed to have privilege between your attorney and you, and they're not supposed to be able to do shit like this.
Yeah, this is absolutely asinine. And again, Jack, it's one of those where it's like, fuck, why didn't I think of that?
There are third world countries that hold that up as sacrosanct.
Yes, absolutely. The next one is timing. Why now? And this one goes into the fact that typically right before an election, they're not going to bring charges against somebody who's up for election.
Yeah.
It's just a bad look. And the problem with that argument here is that we are still so far away from the election. Yes, Donald Trump has already announced that he's running, but we're not talking about 3 months before the general election or even 3 months before the primary election. We're still 6 months out from the start of the primaries, the real start of the primaries, when, the first debates, the first elections in the different states. We're still quite a ways out from that. So that one, I mean, I get why they're asking it, and it's a legitimate question. Look, because it's political, end of story. But that one's a little bit more of a stretch. And then finally, Jack Smith. Why him? I want to read this one case. The single case Jack Smith is most publicly associated with was the prosecution of Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell. In that case, using a very aggressive interpretation of the scope of federal bribery and honest service fraud statutes, Smith nuked the career and life of a popular Republican politician before having all of his convictions overturned by the Supreme Court in a unanimous opinion.
Yep.
A unanimous Supreme Court smacked Smith down for an overzealous, legally defective prosecution of a Republican politician, and the opinion was so devastating that DOJ did not even attempt to retry the case. It was just dropped. That's the guy that they got to come after Trump.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got an article about one of the other prosecutors in this case too.
Oh, cool. Do you know which one it is?
Let me switch screens. It's FEJ9.
Okay. Because that's a nice segue. We'll FE. Which one?
FEJ9.
Oh, there it is. Okay. But this guy also, this prosecutor they bring in, Jack Smith there.
Yeah.
He wasn't even in the country.
No, this guy's really not that good of an attorney from the sound of it. He's been overturned a bunch of times. He's been investigated a couple times. How is he not disbarred then? Because lawyers protect their own.
And especially if you're talking about somebody like him who's got his political leanings on his sleeve. They tried to convince us when they picked him, he's impeccable. But we knew that was bullshit from the start. I had not read this case. I knew it'd been overturned a bunch, but I had not read that case. A unanimous Supreme Court on something like that, really?
That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing, absolutely. And people at the DOJ should have been fired over that shit. Anyhow, there we go. I want to make sure that we didn't have an ad running there, Jack. All right, top Trump prosecutor Karen Gilbert has checkered past sorry sack of lies, which is in quote. A top prosecutor in the classified documents case against former President Donald Trump was once cited for unethical behavior. No.
I have a shocked too.
Cited for unethical behavior in a federal drug case, court records show. Karen Gilbert, 59, who now has a leading role in special counsel Jack Smith's prosecution of former President Trump, was forced to resign. Was forced to resign? Okay, look, lawyers make mistakes all the time, even prosecutors, and they don't end up having to resign over it. Shit, we fucked that up, no big deal. I apologize. Throw a little money at him from the city coffers and things go away. Bitch had to resign over it?
Yep.
Where are we? Was forced to resign as the chief of the narcotics section of the Miami U.S. Attorney's Office for her role in secretly taping a defense You dirty bitch. Secretly taping a defense lawyer in 2009 court papers show. I wonder where they got the idea to use Trump's lawyer's statements. I wonder who said, you know what we should do? The case involved Dr. Ali Shagan, a Florida family medical physician who faced 141 counts of illegally dispensing pain medication. In June 2007, James Braden Downey, a patient of Shagan, died days after receiving a methadone prescription from Shagan. Feds also accused Shagan of handing out other controlled drugs like Xanax, hydrocodone, and roxycodone. I'm not familiar with that one. What's roxycodone?
I'll look it up. It's a codone, so it's obviously an opioid.
Sure. I know hydrocodone. Had one of those, don't like it. Xanax is the miracle drug. Xanax is literally the fuck it all, the joke that Robin Williams used to tell. We need fuck it all. It's Xanax.
It's just another pain reliever. It's an analgesic painkiller.
Okay.
So moderate to severe pain or sudden breakthrough pain.
Gotcha. All right. Gilbert and her then colleague Sean Cronin suspected witness tampering on the part of the defense.
Oh,
and
it's the brand name for Oxy.
Oh, okay. It's a brand name for Oxy.
Yeah.
They suspected witness tampering on part of the defense. So without approval from the local U.S. attorney at the time, R. Alexander Acosta, Gilbert and Cronin authorized a wiretap of Shagan's lawyer, which ultimately yielded nothing. Shagan, who was acquitted on all counts, says Gilbert had no business being a federal prosecutor. I have no reason to believe that she will behave ethically in any circumstances, he said. I do not find it appropriate for her to still be employed by the Department of Justice. How the fuck did she approve that?
She has a magic wand.
How did anybody involved go, yeah, this makes sense?
I don't know, dude. There's a lot wrong with this.
Doesn't that have to be approved by a judge?
You would think so, but just let the prosecutor do it. Come on.
He added she was a sorry sack of lies. In a sharply critical 50-page decision, which described Gilbert and her team as acting in bad faith and with gross negligence,
What?
U.S. District Judge Alan Gold ordered the government to pay Shagan $601,795 in legal fees. No, that's not cool. That's not cool. You should have paid his legal fees and given him some extra money.
Yeah, some restitution.
Yeah. Well, we're going to pay your legal fees, sorry, but what about all the other shit he went through?
Yeah, pain and suffering, humiliation.
The
fact
government
that'll haunt him forever.
The government acknowledges and deeply regrets that it made serious mistakes. You accused him of 141 counts and then illegally taped his lawyer.
Those aren't mistakes. Those are on purposes.
Oh. Thank you, Frank. That just annoyed me as a broke mechanic car. Sorry, let me bring that up over here because I'm not going to be able to read that all before it's done. That's my loading screen song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm behind, but this just annoyed me. As a broke mechanic / car guy, all I want is a house with a garage. She can go sit on a pineapple. Fair enough. Look, dude, you don't know how nice you have it not to have a car or an attached garage, especially as a broke mechanic. You know what I mean? She said it hurts poor people. So she's actually fighting for you, Frank.
Yeah. Your inability to walk directly into your house is saving your life because you're getting all those extra steps in. That's good cardio. Whereas if you were just able to walk through one door and directly into your home, obviously they're trying to kill you.
See, you keep saying it that way. Let me take another tag. Let's say you're like me and you just want to go get something out of your garage in the wintertime. It's like 2 feet of snow out there. Do you know how nice it is to be able to suit up and walk outside and trudge through the snow to get into your garage. That's
Right?
it's cardio. It's helping your heart.
Yeah. And you might have to shovel that too.
You know, so you can find that one screwdriver you left in there.
Yeah,
Fucking
look,
assholes.
it's good for you. It builds character.
It builds character, and it'll turn you into a Fetterman.
Because you'll have a heart attack or a stroke shoveling snow.
Gilbert has also come under fire for a history of political donations to the Democratic candidates for federal office, including more than $2,000 to the presidential campaigns of President Biden and former President Obama, according to Federal Election Commission records. No.
What?
Jack. They picked somebody for this team who's clearly, I gotta say that, Jack, are you wealthy enough to give $2,000 to a candidate?
I'm not wealthy enough to give $2,000 to a mechanic.
I'm not wealthy enough to give $2 to a candidate, and I wouldn't do it anyway because I have better ways to spend my money.
Yeah, fuck those freeloaders.
I like to eat. I still maintain if all the people who want change in the world donated to charities instead of political foundations, the world would be a better place.
Charities, whatever.
All right, let's finish this one off. Earlier this week, Representative Matt Gaetz sent a letter to U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, demanding the names of all the people working in Smith's office on the Trump case. He shouldn't have to do that. That should be public knowledge. Why is it hidden? Never mind.
But then people would know, duh.
Because then they would be mean to him and they would send him hate mail.
No,
That's
look,
what it is.
A lot of
the hate
these
mail.
people are really involved in the movies. So they heard the phrase, keep it secret, keep it safe. And that's what they do.
Faithless says most charities are scams too, though. Well, pick a good one. You know what I mean? Like, if you're worried that people are going hungry in your city, go donate to a food bank.
No, if you're worried about giving to a good charity, the links are pinned at the top of the chat for me and Monkey.
Fair enough. But, I mean,
Those
if
are our favorite charities.
Charity to help out there. There's ways to donate to some churches. There are a lot of really bad charities out there. This is Jack. Do you know who I've mentioned it before? Penguin Zero, Moist Critical.
Oh yeah.
You've heard me. When he first made his channel and everything, he wasn't worried about the money. So he said, I'm going to donate everything I make on this channel to charity. And he was doing it for a while. And then he stopped. And the reason he stopped is because he found out how fucking shady they all were.
Yeah.
I learned this lesson back in, I think it was 6th grade. Maybe it was 7th grade when it blew up. It was the United Way. We used to always have fundraisers for the United Way.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
And then it came out how much of that money actually goes to people in need.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something like, what, 15%? It was a fucking ridiculously small percent.
Yeah.
The rest of it went to their CEO and their board members and for expenses. Yeah. If you do donate to charity, please pay attention to which one you're donating to.
Your research.
But again, if you really want to help out, buy some groceries and donate them to a food bank. There you go.
Or you could do what Frosted Glass just did and donate to me. Thank you, Frosted Glass. I knew a guy who had an attached garage once who's depressed, so he parked his car in the garage, shut the door, started the car up, and then the garage stabbed him. Attached garages, not even once.
Not even once.
That took a twist I didn't see coming. You can't trust an attached garage.
No.
It's already invaded your home.
What Frosted didn't say there, I remember reading that story. The guy was really poor.
Yeah.
Really poor.
Because that's who lives in attached garages, apparently.
Yeah, poor people are constantly buying houses with attached garages.
It's what they do. It's a symptom of poverty. You see an attached garage, you're like, oh, those poor people.
It's basically a shanty.
Yeah, it's a shanty for like that deadbeat cousin you've got.
Yeah.
Or like your sex slaves that you need to put somewhere because you don't have a basement because you live in Florida.
The charity I donate to gets it directly. I put it in her G-string. Hey, that's fair enough.
Nice. Yeah, there are a lot of strippers named Charity.
My favorite stripper name is Chastity. It really is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, Chastity, Destiny, Chandra, or Chandra, depending on how you pronounce it.
If you name your child Chastity, she will not be chaste. I promise you.
No, that girl's gonna give that up by the time she's 15.
Yeah, and you could go to all her recitals. It's still happening because you just named your kid a stripper name.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, you got to be real careful with that. Do your research.
Be careful with strippers and stripper names and charities. That's what you need to learn tonight.
Yeah. And Hunter Avalone is an idiot.
He's a copious cuck.
Yes.
All right. Moment shameless squatter who works as fourth grade teacher is ordered out of a luxury Houston home she lived in illegally after using fake lease to trick cops. You know, Jack, on my game stream today, we were talking about education. Why is the education system so fucked up?
We let communists run it.
I get. Well, I mean, it's kind of communist in nature.
No, it is the way we have it set up now, thanks to the Department of Education.
Amber Prather and her family have lived in the house illegally since January. The Houston public school teacher finally moved out. Why is she still a public school teacher?
They're not going to fire her for that.
Finally moved out on June 15th after a judge ruled that the lease was fake and ordered the family to vacate the property. Realtor Shaniqua. I have never actually heard of somebody named Shaniqua before.
Seriously? I used to work with a girl named Shaniqua.
I've heard the name many times, but I've never actually heard of somebody named Shaniqua.
Yeah.
All right.
I knew a Shaniqua, Sequoia.
I've known Sequoia, sure.
Yeah.
Realtor Shaniqua Garrett was able to get inside and find out how they broke in. Public school teacher and her family been evicted. I mean, I don't like them saying evicted. I understand what it means and all, but to me, an eviction is somebody who was supposed to legally be there and like didn't pay or something like that. Not somebody who broke in. They should have been thrown in prison. This is breaking and entering.
Yeah, but squatters' rights. Squatters' rights.
Where they squatted using a fake lease. Amber Prather, who is a fourth grade teacher at Houston Public School, remained silent as she was confronted by ABC 13 outside eviction court last month after a judge ordered the family to leave the house by the end of the month. Prather, I keep putting an N in there, I'm sorry, who arrived at the property in January while it was vacated and listed for sale, still managed to drag her heels and remain for a few weeks longer. Shoot her in the foot and see how long she stays.
Yeah.
I don't think she deserves to be killed for this, but shoot her in the fucking foot and see what happens. Bet she leaves.
You know, in the old days, there were ways you could handle this with a couple of friends and some old axe handles, but you can't do that anymore because they got too many fucking rights as squatters.
How the hell you have rights as somebody who breaks and enters? That's a fucking felony.
You'd think so, but the legal system has decided that these people have a lot of rights to just loiter and not pay bills, not pay rent. They just get to break into your house and live there for months on end, and you got to go through all the process of getting them evicted. And I bet this lady spent thousands of dollars to get this crazy bitch out.
Oh, sure. Yeah, this isn't a cheap thing to go through. You think she ripped the place up right before they left?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Probably took the carpeting and all the fixtures and everything.
The realtor was finally able to get inside and figure out how they got in. Are these the pictures of them being fucking people? They could climb on a trash can and climb on the roof, Garrett told ABC 13, speaking from the second floor bedroom. From this window, which was loose, they can just open it from the outside and jump in because we kept getting the house rekeyed and they kept getting in. At a certain point, I feel like you should have probably secured all the windows,
Yeah, and maybe had a friend stay there with, home defense system of some kind.
Neighbors saw the moving truck and called the police, but the squatters were allowed to stay until Garrett took the case to court. Look at all this fucking garbage they left.
Yep, that's the problem I have
dude.
with it. They don't have no respect for the properties they're breaking into.
And that looks like a nice house.
Oh, yeah, it's a real nice house.
No trespassing sign was erected on the property. They don't pay any attention to that.
Yeah, but they laugh at that.
Look at all this fucking
But I
garbage.
had a sign up.
Fuck these people, man. They should go to jail for this. That judge should have evicted them and issued a warrant for their arrest.
Absolutely, but they don't do that.
Fucking hate these people. I really, really do. The worst part of that, Jack?
What's that?
There's no attached garage.
Oh my God. They were living high on the hog.
Oh my. Guys, don't go to Mexico. What the fuck is wrong with Americans? Americans found dead in Mexico hotel. Gas leak was immediately ruled out.
Yeah, you might remember not that long ago there were some mysterious deaths at a sandals resort.
Yep.
It wasn't in Mexico, but the main theory that they pushed for a long time was gas leak. And somebody said that wasn't true, and then the story just vanished.
Will you talk for just a moment?
Sure. So this time around, one of the first medical responders called to a luxury hotel in Mexico, which is the safest place on earth, guys, where
Yes.
2 Americans were found dead earlier this week, ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning as a possible cause of their demise. You were going to say something?
No, I was yawning. I'm sorry.
The possibility of a gas leak was immediately nixed when they were called to the Ranchero Pescadero in Cabo San Lucas, where Abby Lutz, 28, and John Heathcote, 41, nice work, were found dead Tuesday. Paramedic Eric Abudis told Spanish language broadcaster Telemundo on Friday.
Oh, hang on. 2 people found dead on vacation with no other obvious signs. Drugs.
That's what I would think too. Probably something laced with fentanyl.
Yeah.
When we got to the hotel, there was a report at first that there was some kind of gas leak. Buddhist said, "We reviewed the perimeter and confirmed there was no escape of gas." According to a Buddhist, the California couple died of intoxication of a substance that has not been determined. They probably thought they bought cocaine and bought fentanyl.
Yep.
Workers at the Hyatt-owned Pacific Coast Resort, where rooms go for more than $600 a night, told the Los Angeles Times this week that managers at the hotel ignored a possible gas leak for months and disabled carbon monoxide detectors to stop their alarms from disturbing hotel guests. So a little bit of a history here. Ricardo Carbajal, a former night manager at Rancho Pescadero, told the newspaper that carbon monoxide detectors sounded infrequently over a period of about 3 months late last year, probably because of leaks in the system that delivers gas to outdoor fire pits.
Probably.
That sounds totally safe. They don't
Probably.
know. They just shut everything down. Like, problem's fixed.
You should fix that. You should know.
They did. They shut the monoxide detectors off. This chick's kind of cute too.
No, she was kind of cute.
She was.
Yeah.
She's being all dead now.
I bet she doesn't look very good right now.
Probably not. It's been a little while. Heathcote and Lutz went to the hospital days before their deaths because they thought they had food poisoning, according to a GoFundMe set up by Lutz's family. While on a beautiful trip to Mexico, Abby and her boyfriend, nice pull, dude, thought they had food poisoning and went to the hospital to get treatment. We were told they were feeling much better a few days later. Things took an unexpected turn when they later received a call that the couple had passed away peacefully in their hotel room in their sleep. We have been told it was due to improper venting of the resort and could be carbon monoxide poisoning, Lutz's family added. Lutz and Heathcote had been dead about 10 to 11 hours before their bodies were discovered after police and paramedics responded to reports that the couple were found unconscious. Neither of the bodies had signs of any violence, officials said.
How much you want to bet their food poisoning was a drug-related issue?
I'd say 50%.
Look, it's Mexico, so maybe it was a gas leak and they're just lying about it. But a rich couple on vacation in Mexico, yeah, you probably bought the wrong drugs.
They either bought the wrong drugs or somebody poisoned them.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility too. But especially if you're a dealer, you don't want to kill your clientele.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's why I would say maybe there's some foul play going on here.
Maybe it was just a psychopath.
Yeah.
They exist too.
Yeah, there's plenty of evil people out there. But I thought it was an interesting story because of what went on at that Sandals resort.
Now, this next story, this was sent to me, Jack.
Uh-oh.
Let's just do it. All right. People can now bet on the 2023 Special Olympics. Is this a good thing? Let me help you out here. People have been betting on Special Olympics for a long time. If there's an event, Jack, people will bet on it. They've just made it more legalized now.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but now I can look at a bookie legally and go, I won! Yay!
We are now more than 5 years past the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that allowed states to set their own sports gambling rules. Wagering has become mainstream, and sports books have squeezed beer advertisements out of many local sports broadcasts. There's no denying it. Gambling has become a mainstream activity in the United States. Yeah, man. When I watch our local channels, it's like all ads for gambling.
Yeah, we got that too.
Just about anyone anywhere in the country can make a few taps on the phone and successfully place a bet. And there are seemingly infinite options to wager on as the industry continues to mature and the betting menus continue to expand. Now, according to a Yahoo report, a new gambling market has opened up. Special Olympic World Games. Oh, Jack. I love this timeline.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really do love the timeline.
See, you get paid out not in money, but in taffy.
You get paid out in potatoes.
No, that's what you're betting on.
Frosted Glass, thank you. I want to put $2 on Team Windex Breath. Remember, not all Special Olympians are retarded. Some of them are just crippled like me.
That's the Paralympics.
Don't they have some of that in the Special Olympics too?
I don't think so. I think they're all in the Paralympics, unless they're all tarted up. But here comes Jeffy in his motorized scooter, drooling all the way, leaving a trail. It's like an oil slick for the people behind him. Does that mean out loud? Because it sounded a little mean.
No, it's not mean. It's not mean. They're the ones that are making this a thing, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with this? I really don't.
I don't give a shit. I think it's funny. If I was a gambler, which I'm not because I'm poor, but if I was a gambler, I would absolutely bet on the Special Olympics.
Sure. I mean, is it going to get to a point where it's like Jeffy has won his last 3 races, so you put your money on Jeffy?
Yeah. Although you got to make sure he's not doping accidentally by just eating some random things that he found.
Oh my God, they're going to be doping special ed kids.
Yeah.
They already have retard strength. Don't do that.
Yeah, make them go crazy too. That'll help. Viking, I'm with you on that. I'd watch that before women's basketball. Yeah, you're not wrong.
See, I want some. This is going to get me in so much trouble. I want some special bets. Be like, I want to bet on the kid who clearly dressed himself to run backwards.
Yeah, what are the chances that Bobby and Timmy are going to run into each other and get their arms tangled up because they're both, clawing at each other? I would say that you would have to raise the stakes a little. Not just who's going to win, but who's going to do something weird, who's going to poop themselves.
Yeah. Who's going to break down crying and just slowly walk to their mom?
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, but South Park episode on Special Olympics is one of my favorites. I like that episode too, Chauncey.
Yeah.
I love that Cartman loses. That's my favorite part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets his ass royally handed to him. And I love the doping. I mean, kind of goes with what we were joking about here. But I have no problem. Look, I believe people should be responsible for themselves. If you have a gambling problem, get help for it. Don't gamble.
Yeah. Stop it. Get some help.
I have a
Oh, he went out again. I have a candy bar. Yes, the South Park episode Johnny Knoxville ripped off. Oh, you're back. You have
sorry.
a what?
I have a personality that's kind of a gambling is made for my personality, and I could become become a problem gambler. It's why I don't do it.
Yeah, addictive personality.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I stay away from it. I also don't like to bet if I don't have a pretty good chance of winning. And in gambling, man, odds are always on the house. Now, poker, I will play because most people aren't smart enough to know how to play poker.
Poker, I barely know her.
Poked her twice. All right, that was, I think, that article. What do we got here? Load up, bitch. Oh, God. Jack, you brought the story.
Yeah, I told you I was gonna because we missed it the last time and people were asking about it.
Well, we hit the main point of the story.
I know, but it's funny.
Oh, it is, and I just am rolling my eyes because we did have the retard with the garage earlier, and this is as stupid. Realtor helps LGBTQ plus Texans leave state through Rainbow Underground Railroad.
Because let's just diminish the plight of the blacks in pre-Civil War. Apparently.
They weren't running from a made-up "don't say gay" bill, okay? They were running from getting their asses whipped and raped by people who owned them, you fucking assholes.
Foreign, that's priceless. Oh no, now Texas will only be steers.
This is fucking retarded.
That's underselling it, dude. It really is.
This is so insulting.
Yeah. It's mostly insulting to anybody that did anything historically on the Underground Railroad.
The people who risked their lives to run that thing, the people who risked their lives to escape from their slave, and they used to go try to collect them. There were laws that said they were caught, they had to be returned.
Yeah, there were actual slave catchers running around trying to and bounty hunters that went around trying to grab slaves because of the Fugitive Slave Act. And you are minimizing that.
If you want to take your bitch ass to California, nobody's coming after you.
No, nobody gives a shit. You can just walk out. You walk out of Florida, Texas, whatever. Just move. You don't need some realtor to do that. Oh no, we're like the Underground Railroad. Shut up.
I'm helping him escape. Fuck you. The end of this month can't come soon enough for Paul Lewis. He'll get to hand over the keys to his house in Dallas suburb and start the long drive north. Well, he'll become the latest LGBTQ plus Texan to leave the state in hopes of finding a friendlier place to call home. Fuck you. Frosted Glass, thank you. Harriet Tubman didn't just work for Zillow. No, she didn't. This is fucking insulting. Fuck these people.
Yep. They think they're so stunning and brave by...
Part of me is also excited by the fact that I get to start a new chapter.
Fuck
so
you. Brave.
The lifelong Texan committed in January to begin looking for somewhere else to move. He explained how two factors ultimately solidified that decision, pointing to the growing number of LGBTQ plus restrictions introduced this legislative session. It's one large, elaborate master and slave fetish, I guess.
Yeah.
As well as the frequency of deadly mass shootings happening in the state. He noted his home in Carrollton, sure, is 20 minutes from the Allen Premier outlet where a gunman killed 8 people in May. Wow, you were almost as close as AOC was to January 6th.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with David Hogg.
I thought about it, but AOC, she had that close proximity. At least David Hogg was in the building.
Theoretically.
He wasn't anywhere near the shooter, and he was never in any danger, but yeah. Plus, the governor recently signed a bill into law that would ban transgender minors from receiving certain health care options. How old was this motherfucker? Did they tell us? He owns a house, so he's not a minor. I don't feel like Texas is my home anymore. You live there, right? That's what home is, you stupid prick. And by the way,
it's not as welcoming. I don't feel special right now.
You shouldn't be heading north. You should be heading west. Jack, did you see the stuff going on? Well, yeah, you saw. We talked about part of this, I think. No, we didn't talk about this one. The Muslim town that just banned displays of LGBTQ shit on city property.
Oh, I hadn't heard about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the video of like the Muslims stomping on the pride flag. Boy, that video is hard to find now.
There's I forget where it's at, but there's a Muslim town. Yeah, they just banned LGBTQ shit from city property. And like, oh my God, I can't believe that these people would do that. We supported them.
Right?
Hey, gay people, let me help you out here. Your lifestyle does not mesh with Islam. If you think you think Christians have a problem with gay, read the Quran. Talk to Muslims. What Muggy's referring to is in Minnesota. Okay, thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. Or sorry, not Jack, just another guy. Thank you.
I'm right here.
It says Jack at the end, and I saw that when I went to look for the name. That's all. My brain went, say Jack.
Who are you talking to? My name is Jesus Christ. It's a Bill Cosby reference, guys. Not a rapey one either. I
got to catch a little glimpse of himself the other day, and God, it still holds up very well.
Yeah, I love that.
Which, by the way, is what that bit is from, guys.
Yep.
Professor Cass, thank you. DOJ did the same thing to Senator Ted Stevens and lost every appeal. Honest service fraud is the worst use of federal crime. They're actually these days bragging about their bullshit with he got inventive with the indictment. That's not how it's supposed to fucking work.
No, you're not supposed to be proud of bending the law to get somebody you don't like.
Professor K says, oops, I'm behind, and now that's a random super chat. No, it's not. We know what you meant. We've been here the whole show. Anyway, fuck this guy and his Underground Railroad. We'll throw the story in there. This is so fucking disrespectful historically to so many people.
Oh, absolutely.
This is fucking appalling, actually.
It's gross. It's gross, and it shows the type of out-of-touch narcissism that you have to deal with these people.
Yeah, we're just like the slaves, you guys. Nobody wants you to stay in Texas. Well, very few, I promise. Not because you're gay, but because you're that person.
Yeah.
It's not that you're gay. It's that you're like, oh my God, I don't feel like it's my home anymore. Fuck off. Get out. There you go. It's an easy fix. It's the same way I feel about people like, oh, I don't like America. Get the fuck out. Go.
Yeah, no one's stopping you. No one's keeping you here.
You can go to the north and freeze with the commies. You can go to the south and get shot. Whichever way you want to go. I don't care. Fuck, swim to China for all I care. Get the fuck out. Stop your bitching. But they have too much free speech. Fuck you.
Yeah. I don't like that you can say things I disagree with. Ugh.
Sticking with Texas, deceased female reporter at resident actually dismembered sex doll. Whoops. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said upon closer inspection, the discovery was not a deceased body. Authorities in Texas made a strange discovery Wednesday when they were called to the residence of Harris County after a body was discovered on the premises. Oh, wow. Yeah, that looks horrible.
It does, doesn't it?
The Harris County Sheriff's Office responded to the, I don't care where it was at, as a deceased female was discovered. However, upon closer examination, the officials determined it was a sex doll. Did they CSI it and look for sperm samples?
I bet they were like, oh, it's just a sex doll.
The silicone sex doll was only wearing a pink bra and underwear at the time it was found. Fox 26 Houston reported it was also dismembered.
Dun dun dun, because that's a crime now, I guess.
The sheriff's office initially said foul play was suspected. Really foul play was suspected. Like,
yeah, something foul happened,
very
but
foul. But did not say if charges were filed in connection with the discovery. Fox News Digital reached out to the Harris County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Gonzalez, but a response was not immediately received.
foreign native said, turned on the black light, now need eye surgery.
No shit. Yeah, that's disgusting looking. The discovery comes as 2 other bodies were found in the past few days. On Tuesday, officials discovered a deceased person in East Harris County near Crosby Freeway. Oh, yeah, I've been there. I haven't been there. I don't care. The deceased body of a person was discovered adjacent to the roadway. It appears the body had been there for several days, a statement from the sheriff's office said. On Saturday, officials discovered the body of an adult in the water at Sheldon Lake State Park. I've been there.
No, yeah, I mean, who hasn't?
Stop telling me where shit happened. You're just adding words. Nobody cares. You're the New York Post. Why are you saying that like you know where the fuck that is? Oh, it was down by the road. Shut up. The deceased person appears to be a Hispanic female, mid to late 20s. There are possible signs of foul play. Continued due to the location of the body and dense woods around it. It does not appear that the person would have floated from the site where yesterday's SUV was found submerged in the water, but all possibilities will be explored. Okay, let me get this right. You have a body in the water and an SUV in the water. And you don't think they're connected?
They might be. They're looking into it. Real long and hard. Right after they have sex with that dismembered doll. Pro tip for you guys. After like a couple of days, a dismembered body, the boobs will rot off. So
there you go.
Just remember that. And it'll stink really bad. Although
And
this
just
thing probably smelled of old semen. So
just laying out in the open like that, it'd get eaten, man.
yeah.
All right.
Just thought I'd share that.
Oh, this is a story from the other day that we never got a chance to cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Several U.S. agencies hit in a global cyber attack alongside universities and hospitals. Wasn't it like an email backdoor kind of thing they got in?
I think that's the story they're going with. I don't know if I buy that, though.
On Thursday, the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency announced that several U.S. federal government agencies were hit in what is being acknowledged as a global cyber attack. I'm calling Russians.
Russians or China. That's the only two. I mean,
oh, look, it was probably China, but I'm just saying Russians because that's what I promise you they'll say it was Russians.
Yeah, they're going to go with the Russian narrative, but they could use this as a pretext to call it an act of war if they really wanted to.
Beth says a phishing scam thing. No, not exactly. This was a security hole in a, if I remember the story that I read correctly, there we go. The attack utilized a vulnerability in widely used software, with the agencies having experienced intrusions affecting their Move It applications, according to a U.S. government statement. We're working urgently to understand impacts and ensure timely remediation. How about this? Fix all this shit. There's no reason this shit should still be happening.
Oh, sure, there's so they can have the CIA backdoor into anybody's computer. That's why there's all these security flaws.
No, Jack. How dare you suggest? You conspiracy theorist.
Oh, that's just the rumor I heard on Reddit. I am not sad. Please don't murder me.
Don't forget the FBI and your local police.
Yes, them too. Don't murder me either of those guys either.
Oh, look, right there. Initial suspicion has fallen on a Russian-speaking ransomware group.
There you go.
I hadn't even read this or seen that, I promise. Known as Clop. Didn't they have a settlement in Seattle?
Oh, no, that was Chop.
Chop. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Which is
the Russians are way more organized than hippies.
Which has claimed responsibility for a similar ongoing hacking campaign, which targeted entities ranging from the BBC to British Airways to Shell Oil to schools and hospitals, as well as some U.S. state governments in the Midwest. CNN reviews of a recent and ongoing hack campaign as follows. But the news adds its growing tally of victims of a sprawling hacking campaign that I don't care. So, yeah, they're hacking into our shit again.
Yep.
Yeah, don't worry about it, guys.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing
I
to
mean,
see here.
what could they have possibly stolen?
What you really need to pay attention to is the fact that Donald Trump has some old papers.
He's a bad man. Orange Man is bad. Ignore what the Ruskies are doing until we have to go to war with them, so that you don't pay attention to Biden being crazy and corrupt as shit.
Flint Dragoon says Klopp just sounds like a bunch of My Little Pony fans.
Oh, that'd be awesome if they were Russian bronies.
Russian bronies. Oh,
Somebody sitting there with like one of those like old pilot hats on, but it's got a big unicorn horn and a mane.
Yes.
Oh, that would be
awesome.
Hilarious. I hope they do that just for the comedy value.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of tonight's episode. Thank you so very much for coming and hanging out with us. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome. Really, really do appreciate all the support and the memberships. Thank you. Thank you. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop a link to some video. But thank you guys for the donations. You're beautiful people. And your support is greatly appreciated, both by the financial donations you give us and by just showing up.
Remember, load this up on YouTube and Rumble. It helps us in the algorithm. Is that wrong? Watch it on both. Check out our links down below. I'm probably going to go play some more 7 Days to Die, but I don't know when, guys. I should go to sleep because it is Father's Day. They'll probably want me awake and stuff, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, I should probably go to bed. We'll see. If I pop up on Twitch, I'll send it out on Twitter. Thank you guys for joining us. Jack, a pleasure as always, dude.
I'm always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful Father's Day. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
I don't know what to sing about. My garage isn't attached. I guess that means I have a good life and a pretty sweet ass. Kind of rhymes.